I'm reclaiming my time. Tariffs are a tax on American families. This is my time, Mr. Secretary. This is my time. I will speak in the
2.5%.
Higher grocery prices are taxes on American families. Higher gas and electricity prices are taxes on
Democrats should know.
families.
No wonder so many people are leaving Illinois.
Thank you, and Mr. Secretary, thank you for your patience staying here. I actually want to give you a chance to correct the record on something you said. You earlier commented somewhat offhandedly that the conflict with Iran had ended. Do you truly believe that we are no longer in conflict with Iran and that they are no longer a threat to Israel or allies in the Gulf, that their nuclear program has been destroyed, that they no longer have a ballistic missile program and drone program threatening its neighbors in the region, and that they will no longer sponsor terrorism in the region and around the world?
So are you saying you're in agreement with the President's decision to the...
You said the conflict was over. I'm asking, do you believe the conflict's over and everything's copacetic?
The conflict is on pause.
So everything's good with Iran now?
No, don't be absurd.
I'm asking you to
be
clarify.
Absurd. That as the President said yesterday, unless an American life is lost, he does not believe that he will have to restart the kinetic acid.
Okay, so I'm reclaiming my time, and I'm just trying to help you clear the record. I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Can you promise, because this is your jurisdiction, that you and the Trump administration are not considering lifting sanctions on Iran as a concession towards opening the Straits of Hormuz?
We've made it clear that the Straits of Hormuz, the blockade, is the only thing that will be lifted to reopen the Straits.
So no sanctions relief whatsoever?
I'm not part of the negotiating team, but I am told by the negotiating team, and I strongly believe that the blockade will be lifted.
Okay, and I'm going to just reclaim because there's a lot of things I want to cover. My hope is you'll keep Congress informed of any such considerations if they do come up. Also, in your opening remarks, Mr. Secretary, you said Americans have more money in their pockets. That's not what I'm hearing from my constituents. Are you saying the overall cost of living is lower today than it was 16 months ago when you came into office? Because what I'm hearing from my constituents is that the cost of groceries are up. For example, beef, coffee, tomatoes are at record or near record highs. The cost of housing is up. And for too many of the American dream, buying a home is out of reach. I'll let you answer. Healthcare premiums continue to rise, and millions of Americans have either already lost or expect to lose their health insurance altogether because of H.R. 1, the bill you so joyously celebrate. Energy costs, gas for our cars, electricity for our homes are all rising through the roof. And family care, child care, and elder care is prohibitively costly. Are you saying that cost of living is lower today than it was a year ago?
No, I am saying that we are much closer to the Fed's target rate of 2% on core inflation than we were when President Trump came into office. We are at 2.8%, and you can list off the most expensive groceries that have had the biggest price increases.
I think you're just out of touch with what American families are facing. As my colleague noted, I'm reclaiming my time. Tariffs are a tax on American families. This is my time, Mr. Secretary. This is my time. I will speak in the
2.5%.
Higher grocery prices are taxes on American families. Higher gas and electricity prices are
Democrats should know.
families.
No wonder so many people are leaving Illinois. Why don't you come see me in South Carolina?
They're not leaving. They're coming along. Just a simple question, Mr. Secretary.
You're saying Illinois doesn't have net outbound migration?
All right. Let me take it to a different topic, and I know you don't want to address it, but my constituents are outraged and want me to talk to you about the absurd illegal self-dealing settlement between President Trump and his family with the Justice Department and the IRS over which you have jurisdiction. The administration apparently believes that there should be two systems of justice, two sets of laws, one for the president, his family, and his rich friends like you, and one for the rest of us. Nothing demonstrates this more than the so-called settlement with its slush fund for insurrectionists and tax immunity for the president and his family. Mr. Secretary, simple question. Do you believe that there should be only one legal system in this country and that no one, even the president, should be above the law?
I believe that no one is above the law, but you all have put the president beneath the law, and you have weaponized the system against him, whether it is the leak of his taxpayer records.
His taxes should never be leaked. No taxpayer's information should be leaked. I agree with you on that. But no, let me ask you a separate question.
Would you like to apologize to the president right now? On behalf of the...
I have nothing to apologize to this president for. His taxes should not have been leaked, but it was leaked by a contractor. And you keep trying to dissemble here and avoid the questions. Do you believe that all Americans should pay the taxes they owe and not emit a penny more?
100%.
Yes or no? All right. So do you think it applies to the President of the United States, irrespective of whether the President is a Democrat or a Republican?
Yes.
Okay. So we agree on this, and we should have a tax system that is fair, and it should be applied fairly to all people. But I can tell you that my constituents are outraged by the agreement the president made with himself and his own Justice Department that excluded him from ever having an audit over his taxes. No one should be, targeted. No one should be targeted by the administration. Whoever's in the White House. No one should be targeted by the administration. Whoever's in the White House, their taxes should be paid, and they should be confident that that information will be kept confidential with the IRS and not used to target them, their families, or their business.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
This hearing wasn't simply about tariffs or inflation. It became a political battle over economic credibility, presidential accountability, and America's strategy toward Iran. Congressman Brad Schneider challenged Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on 3 issues: Iran, the economy, and the Trump administration's tax controversy. Each topic revealed a different political strategy. Let's start with Iran. Schneider attempted to expose what he saw as an inconsistency. Bessent had previously suggested the conflict with Iran was over. Schneider pressed him, asking whether Iran's nuclear program, missile capabilities, and support for regional proxy groups had actually ended. Bessent refused to go that far, clarifying that military operations were effectively paused, not that the broader threat had disappeared. Politically, this matters because administrations often declare victories while opponents argue the underlying security risks remain unresolved. Schneider wanted to demonstrate that the administration's public messaging was more optimistic than the reality on the ground. The second issue shifted to the economy, where both sides relied on different economic indicators. Schneider focused on the day-to-day experience of American households. He cited rising grocery prices, housing costs, healthcare expenses, and energy bills, arguing that ordinary families continue to struggle despite government claims of economic improvement. Bessent answered from a macroeconomic perspective. Rather than denying that prices remain high, he emphasized that inflation has slowed significantly compared to previous levels and is moving closer to the Federal Reserve's target. His message was that while prices may still be elevated, the rate at which they are increasing has improved. This reflects one of the biggest debates in American politics today. Government officials often highlight improving economic indicators like inflation and employment, while many voters judge the economy based on what they pay for groceries, gasoline, rent, and healthcare. Both perspectives can be accurate at the same time. The hearing became most heated during the discussion of President Trump's tax settlement. Schneider questioned whether there should be one legal standard for every American, including the president. Rather than directly defending the settlement, Bessent shifted the conversation toward the previous leak of Trump's confidential tax records, arguing that the justice system had been politically weaponized against him. Interestingly, despite the confrontation, both men ultimately agreed on one fundamental principle: no one should be above the law, and no one should be unfairly targeted because of politics. Their disagreement wasn't over the principle itself, it was over whether the current system is applying that principle fairly. Final political assessment. From a political strategy standpoint, Schneider's objective was to challenge the administration's credibility by focusing on issues voters experience directly: higher living costs, foreign policy uncertainty, and government accountability. Bessent's strategy was different. He defended the administration by pointing to broader economic trends, lower inflation, and what he described as the misuse of government institutions.